Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Mars Horizon. We're currently looking at the next mission phase of the Grand Tour. This is phase 2. This mission has a lot of different phases, and we're currently going to try to complete our Jupiter flyby. There is the radiation that we'll have to keep an eye on, and that radiation is going to cause severe decay of this craft. Now ideally, of course, I would get up to all of these objectives, but I'm not sure if that's doable while still having a craft that is at least fairly reliable. So it is once again minigame time. Ideally 25, 45 and 25. Power is okay. I think I'm gonna have to go with a couple of standard resources first. At least I need to get data, and then I need to burn off quite a bit of that radiation just to ensure that my craft doesn't start to fall apart. And the penalties are quite hefty indeed, because I can only do this thing once, and that means I will have a 10% payload reliability reduction immediately. So there is a severe penalty for getting this thing, failed, or for not quite doing it. Still, fortunately, I can spend power, data, and radiation to get quite a nice amount of my navigation. And then I'm going to start saving up again for data and get 2 units of power. I don't exactly know what the base reliability of this craft is. Yeah, it's decent. It's 75% reliable. So that should at least give me the possibility not to use too much power to counteract any negative events. Still, it's something that I have to keep an eye on. I cannot just burn off all the power, especially considering that the radiation constantly needs to be kept in check. Jesus, that's 6? Holy shit. If I don't do something about this now, I would have a minus 60% reliability issue. 1, 2, 3. Generate data and do that. There. Good lord. It's a great way to get the extra resources, but damn, that is a lot of stuff that you need. Now, this still gives me 1 additional action that I can spend some actions on. Let's go for a bit of comms. Succeeded. Failed. I'm going to counteract that. Nice one. Alright. We're getting quite close to getting the bonus objectives for comms and nav, but for data we're still very, very far away. And once again, I'm going to have to go through this thing quite a few times. And this time around it could get problematic. I can get some data. Yeah, and then I'll generate 1 more power. I really don't want those reliability hits to this craft. Yeah, resist that. Okay, so we got the 20 out of 25, 23 out of 25, 24 out of 25 for now. Bonus objectives complete. Now just to generate a massive amount of data. 45 points. And I still have a radiation issue. So, once again, burn off that problem there. First generate some data. 1, power, data, data again. I'm really gonna have to start generating more data per turn. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 1 more power, just to counteract any negatives. Really hoping it doesn't happen, but you never know with this craft. There's the data. That's 1 radiation less. That's 2 radiation less. Yeah, there goes the reliability of the craft. 2 turns remaining, so that's a total of 12 actions. If I just go full on data, I would be able to get rid of some of it. And then I can get quite a bit of nav spent. I'm getting closer to the objective, but not quite where I want to be yet. I just have to get rid of that payload debuff. Fastest way to get data is this one. So power and nav. 1, 2, 1, 2. But it's going to take another 30 units of data in order to get to the bonus. Maybe I should have been more willing to take a few hits. But I'm just not really willing to take that many hits to reliability, because I'm not sure if that transfers over to another stage of this mission. And this is such a long op that I really don't want to spend it with a craft that's been degraded severely. And that's now only at a reliability of, I don't know, 14, 15, 16%, if that. Now this last turn, I don't care about radiation that much. I do care about getting this up to 23. And unfortunately, power is a bit scarce. So that's 2 of them. Power and again, but I will not be able to get up to that bonus reward. I just need to complete the base objective. Now I probably should have played this a bit different to ensure that I get more of a bonus reward from it. But at this point, I just want to complete the mission. There we go. Jupiter flyby completed. 69 science for 24 months and a bunch of support. This almost immediately leads us to the grandest tour. Your PR team are eager to run a publicity event promoting the success of the Grand Tour mission so far. This would result in an immediate 250 support boost for the agency. However, members of the team have suggested that waiting until the next successful planetary visit could result in an even greater boost. Yet, they warn that should the mission fail that next phase, no publicity event will be possible. So either take a fairly certain 250 now, or rather an immediate 250 now, or wait for future, potentially greater rewards. I'm going to delay that. In the meanwhile, I'm also preparing to launch a new power module to the space station, and I'm getting very close to the Mars sample retrieval lander, so that I can send a probe to Mars and bring back some of the soil. Alright, with the Mars lander, or the Mars sample lander researched, and another mission slot freed up, I can now get executing, or I can get to planning this mission. This is the robotic rover. I can do this one, or I can do this one. I'm not sure if I have all the required parts yet. Yeah, not really. I will need to get the SLS blocks, and I don't have anything near that. It's probably because this thing has to go back and forth. You have to go towards Mars and then back. I imagine that the robotic rover wouldn't be that troubling, because this thing is going to be a one-way trip. And for this, I do have the required parts. So let's start working on this mission first. I'm the only one who's actually researched the mission. If I can complete it first, I'll get another bonus reward of 1,025 support. I also get 2,805 support just for plunking the rover down. And of course any bonuses that can be added to that. 5,708 science and 25% Mars preparation readiness boost. So that's a hell of a booster. So let's start planning this mission. We're going to be building Curiosity. Now Curiosity is a little rover that's going to be out here ideally a long time. And as you can see, it is ridiculously expensive. It's 6.6 million. If I go for the base vehicle, I'm looking at 4.4 million. And I think that with my current financial state, it's a bit better just to build the standard rover. Because the other one means that I might not have enough to build a launch vehicle. So let's start building the Curiosity rover. A little while later, Curiosity is complete. And we now need to build a launch vehicle for this one. Now the booster build time is going to go up, but the upper stage build time is going to go down. So the build time should level itself out. The real question is, do I have the tech to bring this thing all the way to Mars? The answer is no, not really. I don't have the Centaur G nor the DCSS upper stage. And ideally I would go for something a little bigger. Well, SBS Block 2 is 3.2 million for an upper stage. No, let's use the DCSS then. I would need to research that one first. And as for a booster, I can use the trusted Saturn V, which would, I suppose, be a bit of a mismatch and something a bit too heavy. If I use a Delta 4 with a couple of SRBs, then I can launch it. The thing is, I just need to research that upper stage. So in order to do that, I need to research the DCSS upper stage. I will save this design as something I want to build. I just need to head over and research the DCSS, for which I'll need to research one of the other parts first. Fortunately, they're not terribly expensive, research-wise. 2400, or another 2400 for the 8 SRBs. We're going to go for 2 Titan 3C. Then research that next part, and then I can start building, well, provided that I have enough cash by that time, the DCSS. A short while later, the DCSS research is complete. And not only that, but I have also managed to build a mobile launch platform, which is going to reduce vehicle cost by 10%. Now, especially on something that big, this means that the vehicle cost is easily, well, relatively quickly recouped by the cost of the mobile launch platform itself at 2.5 million is pretty easily recouped in 5, 6, 7, 8 launches, depending on what type of payload I'm trying to launch. Next, I can research the spaceplane runway. Minus 25% fitting time and cost when reusing shuttles. Considering that I have quite a few missions going to and from the ISS at times, I'm thinking this is a nice research bit to do next. Especially since I'm right now not really threatened in the space race to Mars. I feel like I'm quite far ahead, and I want to make sure that the space shuttles can get a bit more use out of them. So, let's get over to building this vehicle, the Nemesis. I think Nemesis is a bit of a harsh turn. Also, we can install some upgrades, like composite casing, which reduces it by another 10%. The other two, not that interesting, although there is something to be said for the payload reliability, actually. Yeah, I'll take the payload reliability. And then for a contractor, I'm thinking of going with science on this one, just to ensure that I can get the most out of this. It's gonna take 16 months to build that. Never mind, that's a hell of a long time. This is gonna reduce support at the expense, or rather reduce the cost at the expense of support. And this is going to speed up build time at the expense of more cash. No, I'm just gonna stick to NASA itself. And not name it Nemesis, but Ingenuity. I think that would be a nice, fitting name for something that launches Curiosity. November 2000. In a year from now, we'll be able to start planning the launch of Ingenuity. In the meanwhile, we have another part of the flyby mission coming up, the Grand Tour. We're going to build a flyby Saturn next. Now, this is a formidable mission, which means that it usually, on almost every mission part, has some additional parts of the task that you need to keep in mind. In this case, I have both radiation and heat to worry about. Radiation is going to go up, and it decreases the reliability of this craft. The other one is going to go down. The heat goes down, and when it does, the spaceship can freeze over. So, I gotta keep this thing above 0, which means that if I don't do anything about it now, I will face the consequences of that fairly soon. Now, if I can get data, I can then use the data to generate nav, comms, and a bit of heat. And I can then use the nav to get rid of some of the radiation. Now, ideally, I would have to do this thing twice. And generate a bit more comms and then data, so I can sort of loop these things together. So I need to kickstart this one first, getting data. Then going for a gyroscopic stabilization. Getting rid of some of the radiation. Gyro stabilization again. And another packet transfer. And that puts the radiation at 0. I still have 1 turn left, and I can use that to do another one of these. And make sure that I don't freeze over. Payload reliability is still 75%, so the effects from the previous parts of these missions don't transfer over. And that is really very fortunate. Let's counteract that one. Because otherwise you would have a mission that gets increasingly difficult the lower your craft goes as far as reliability. So, once again, get rid of this. Get rid of the radiation. Do that one again. Now I'm at 28. I'm already at the bonus objective, but I still need to get to 20 navigational data. So a bit of data and some power. And then generate one more power. It's going to put the heat up quite a bit. It's going to bring the radiation down to none. It's going to put my data at only 2, but my nav at 12. I'm not really looking at the bonus objective. I'm just trying to keep radiation and heat under control. I just want to be the first to complete this mission. It doesn't have to necessarily have to be with honors as far as I'm concerned. Command's output will be reduced by 2. Yes, I'll accept that for now. Oh, shit. I should never have accepted that, because that breaks a whole chain. Oh, fuck me. I thought I could just fairly easily counteract that. No. Not at all. Now I still have to get rid of 60 radiation. So that's 3 turns there. Putting me at a ton of nav. And nav, unfortunately, cannot easily be transferred into heat. The only ways that you can do that is using this one, the data, or this one, data and power. There is no other way to get this stuff. So maybe at some point I'll have to accept that I'll have to lose a bit of radiation. I'm willing to take about a 10% hit, not really 20%. So I could do that. Then I still have to get some heat back up. And can I use that for anything useful? Yes. Okay. Ah, crap. Yeah, resist it. Means I might not have enough power for the rest of it. Now I'll definitely not have enough power for the rest of it. These missions are definitely getting increasingly tough. And sure, I'm still to some extent blitzing through the whole minigame because I find it tedious and quite boring at this point. I just want to see the spacecraft and advance my project and my space agency. Not necessarily wanting to do the whole minigame time and time again. And that's why I have cut out quite a lot of the footage, just to make sure that I don't get too annoyed with the minigame. Now, let's use a bit of this, put the data back up, and then generate 1 power, so I can counteract something. If something fails, tough. Like that. Tough. I still have a bit of excess data. Oh, there we go. That's a counteract. Very nice. Payload reliability's gone down quite a bit. Yeah, fine. Jesus. I'm still getting resources, just not nearly as quickly. Heat's good. Radiation's another +4. 2 turns left. I want to get to 14 and 20. That's really my only concern right now. And I would rather do that without the spacecraft constantly failing me. Heat is none. So I'll also have to generate 3 heat. 17 out of 20. And I need to get a bunch more data. Let's use some of the comms. Puts me at 19. If everything goes through, which it probably rather won't. I took a massive hit to reliability. Few decent rolls, some not so good. There's another decent one. Alright, last turn. I just need to get 2 data and 2 nav, and I'm perfectly happy. So, 2 data, 2 nav. That's 3 data and 2 nav. And I can probably do this a lot. The thing is that it wouldn't quite put me above the 40 point. For that I would need data. And for data, or for this one to go through, I would need power. Which I just don't have. So we're just going to spam this one. And as long as this one goes through enough, I'm happy. There we go. And here we go. Failure. So another part has been completed. Now it's on to the next planet. And that's going to take me a while. But still, I've completed quite a few phases already, and this is going to generate another 69 science for 4 years. In the meanwhile, back on Earth, we have completed the Mars prep for the robotic rover. The vehicle is complete. The payload reliability took a hit of 10%, unfortunately, but mission training bonuses are increased by 100%, so it's very easy to offset that. Launch reliability is 92%, craft reliability 72%, and while there is a lot of science to be had, I would rather have a more pleasant experience by generating a bit more payload reliability. Now, I'm still the only one who has researched all the stuff that I need. And it seems like, Jesus, only in February, which is 15 months from now, is there going to be a decent opportunity. If I go for December, it's at minus 20% launch reliability. And it looks like throughout 2001, save for November, I can't launch at all. So I'm going to have to just spend a long time waiting and launch in February. Oh well, we shall wait. I don't want Curiosity to break upon launch. The base at this point has also been augmented with the new spaceplane hangar. You can sort of see the shuttles over here, I guess. And this thing is going to allow for space shuttles to be used a bit more efficiently. Not that I really have any mission slots at the moment. It's not like I can quickly use a shuttle to get either, I don't know, a cheap expansion of the modules online or get another satellite up there. I would ideally get another mission slot, but unfortunately I'm a bit busy researching the Mars surface habitat. Here we are, 15 months later. It is now February 2002. And with a payload reliability of 99% and a launch reliability of 92%, it is time to launch Curiosity. Or rather, we're launching Ingenuity, which happens to carry Curiosity. Now, the launch reliability should not really be a problem, so we're just going to continue with this. Holy shit, that was not even too far away from a negative event. Damn. Alright, here we are. The robotic rover, phase 1. We are going to enter a Mars transfer orbit. We need to generate thrusts and navigation. And I suppose that thrust decays at the end of each turn. Yes, it does. Ideally get 11 and 11, 50% bonus reward. Intermittent resource is comms. I can get comms for power and then transmute it into the other resources. And I need to get data and comms to generate thrust. Right, so we're going to do that one. And this one again. Oh, hold on, I'm generating a ton of data. No, hold on, I thought I was going to need data, but I don't. At least not that much of it. This one. For 3, I can get 4 nav. So I would need to do this thing twice and then this thing twice. And that's putting me above the base requirement. And then with 2 data, I could already start working on thrust. But effectively, I'd be getting 3, not 4, as it decays. So if I can generate a bit more nav, that'd be great. Because then the next turn I can generate a bit more and start working on the thrust. Oh, nice. Even a bonus data. It's going to come in very handy. It is very, very comfortable working with a craft that doesn't just break on you every single time. There we go. So that's the base requirement, the bonus objective completed. Now I just need to get my thrust. So one of those. I can spend at least a bit of this. And then get one of those. Data, data, and that should do it. And with a very minute fail chance, I'm very confident about the abilities to get the bonus objective here. Look at that. Thruster burn, and thruster burn again, and we're on our way. It's going to take us a while to get there, and once we're there, or rather on the way there, we're getting 168 science for 5 months. On to the next phase of the operation. we are going to be working on the mid-course maneuver next. And as you can see, I am going to be completing this mission ideally in 4 months. And I'm going to be pretty much the only one to get there, because the other guys haven't even researched it yet. Now, preparing the robotic rover, mid-course adjustment. We have thrust and drift to keep an eye on. Thrust decays, drift also decays, and I need to end up in the margin between 2 and 3. Intermittent resource is going to be navigation. So, what can I get? If I get a bit of comms, I can use that to transmute that into a bit of drift. That pluses. Generate thrust only in the last turn, for which I'll need at least 5 and ideally 10. Okay, with this, I can very quickly generate data. And it's nice to have a spare amount of that, as I'll need that to generate the thrust. I also want to generate more comms. And then I'm going to save 1 power for the next phase. This is a really, really comfortable payload. I know I've said it before, but it's just such a change from the previous missions. Alright, with this, I have completed both the base objective and the bonus objective for comms and for data. And now I can use the data to generate almost all the thrust that I need. Actually a bit more. But then I still need to generate a bit of comms and a bit of data. I don't have that much power to do that with. So I have to be careful. 1 and 1. That puts me at 10, 10, and 12. And then I'll generate 1 more power as a spare. That should do it. Succeeded. Succeeded. There we go. Mid-turn correction complete. Or, well, not mid-turn, but mid-maneuver thing, I think. Hello? Oh, fuck me! Oh, no. Oh, I didn't keep an eye on the drift. Oh, fuck me. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I was so caught up in getting the bonus objectives that I completely forgot about the drift. Well, that's the end of curiosity, then. Oh, fuck, that was stupid. It's not like I can load an autosave, can I? Please? Because that was just retarded. This is an autosave. You know what? I'm just going to auto-load it. Or load the autosave. Yeah, screw that. I'm not redoing the whole part of that mission. We're just going to try that again. Alright, here we are again with the robotic rover. Phase 2. This time around, keep an eye on the drift, you moron. Otherwise, you're going to have the same problem all over again. So, generate comms. I'm just going to strictly go for bonus or for base objectives first. And I'll sort out the bonus objectives after that. I really don't give too many shits about that right now. Do this and then use... I can do that to you. No. I would rather like to generate some more comms, but I can't because I don't have the power for it. There we go. That should do it. Now, you could consider the auto-loading a bit of cheating, but I really don't want to have to just fail this entire part of the mission. That would be such a waste. Alright. Now, to generate this stuff, I'm going to have to sacrifice some of my base resources. And then do another one of those. Drift is now fine. If I do this, I don't have enough data. That's a problem. Hold on. I need to generate 1 more data. Let's see. I can only really spend 1 comms. And otherwise I don't have the bonus objective. I can spend data to generate more drift, but that's actually unacceptable. 7, 7, and 8. It's not good enough. I need to generate more thrust if I want to get the bonus objective. But that pushes me below what I need. And also throws off the drift immensely. Just make sure I generate at least this. And for the bonus part... This generates a whole bunch of intermittent resources, which I don't need. Power. That's going to cause some drift, which is actually fine. Now I just need to generate some more data. Power. Here we go. But not enough thrust. Is there any way to get this thing done 3 times and still get my standard rewards? Or my bonus things? I'm afraid not. I can get this. That's the wrong one. That should be it. 8, 7, and 12. Out of 7, 7, and 10. Drift is fine. Alright, here goes. Control thruster burn. Calculated thruster burn. Massive success there. Data compression. Manual thruster. With bonus. Okay. That was a completely legit save right there. Nothing of value was lost. 168 science for 4 months. Time to move on and get the Curiosity lander actually, or Curiosity rover landed. And here it is. The landing phase. To Mars. Phase 3 coming up. Keep an eye on the drift. 13, 3, and 3. So probably a hell of a lot more than that. Jeez, I need to counteract a lot of drift here. It gives me -5? Whoa. Okay, that's actually fine, as long as I'm at between 8 and 10 at the end. So in order to get there, I would need to do a lot of data collection here. Maybe even more than that. And then throw data into the works to generate some of the other stuff. So this one, for example. It's going to decay anyway. But I need the data regardless. So I might as well start harvesting data and then transmute that into the other resources again. Okay, last turn. I need to fix my drift first. So that has to be at least another power. Sorry, that's data. Hold on. This is data and... this is 5 data. This can work. And then ideally just throw a lot of data to get a whole bunch more comms. But that's problematic. 18 out of 25. 21 out of 25. And then one of these. 25, 27, 6, 9. 14, 6. Drift should be fine. So long as nothing fails on that 1% chance that it has. But we're not quite done yet, because there's only 25% of the bonus reward. So there is another phase. Another phase to this stage of the mission. There we go, bonus reward achieved. Achieve Mars orbit. Perform Mars descent. Time to land. Okay, as we land, we will go warm, and we're going to drift off course. The heat is going to get +8 per turn. That's a lot of heat. It has to be below 8. Oh, sorry, keep below 3. Holy shit. And drift has to be exactly nothing. Right, so it's time to start burning off a lot of that heat. What's the fastest way to burn it? Here. Hold on. So generate a bit of nav. And then start burning off the heat. Immediately generating a whole bunch of comms, which I don't really need. But I can throw comms into the fight to generate nav, I hope. Yeah, a bit. Comms to data. Data, nav, and comms. Drift's going to be problematic. This is the fastest way to generate the nav. Putting drift back lower. So generate data. Data. This one twice. Oh, actually I cannot do that one twice because I don't have the power for it. Okay, hang on. Again, I need to generate this so I can get rid of the heat. Because if I don't do it now, I'm concerned that it's going to go to 16. At which point it would probably be utterly uncontrollable. Which is unacceptable. Now, I don't really want to waste too much power. But I can use this one to generate data. And this one to generate... no, hold on. Not that one. This one. To generate nav. And again. But I don't have enough power. So I'll have to fix that next turn. Getting the bonus objective here is going to be tricky. +8. Whew. Keep it below 3. I have to burn off 7 heat. Yeah, and that's when I ran out of power. Boom. That's that problem sorted. That only gives me 2 actions to generate as much nav as I can. Which is not ideal. Putting it mildly. See, this makes the ship too warm. It sucks that... Oh, actually, there's 2 ways to burn off your heat. Hang on. Okay, that's the heat taken care of. The drift is fine. I have 1 data and 26 comms. It's just that I don't have enough power. See, I can get the base objective, but not the bonus. And to be frank, I just want to get Curiosity landed safely. Without the drift, without overheating. Just safely put her down on the planet. Because that's going to generate a lot of rewards of itself. And that's the objective done. There she is! Curiosity. And she moves as well. Nothing got damaged during landing or flight, preferably. And we're alright. The first one to do it. 1,025 support. Or actually, 3,639 and 294 science for 20 months. But also, I should have gained a lot of Mars readiness. The preparation, particularly. That's what I did by completing 1 of the 4 preparation missions. Now, overall, I'm sitting at 47% readiness. Compare that to 29% for the Russians, 37% for the Europeans, 28% for the Chinese, and 15% for the Japanese. They are definitely not quite there. Now, there is still a lot of required research. I don't have to do all of that this episode. Next episode, more research, more science, and hopefully more preparation. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about the fuck up with the phase 2 of the Mars lander, but we got there in the end. Thank you for watching. See you next time.